That's Joe McWilliams. He's with us tonight, and you might recognize his name because his brother Dave McWilliams is one of our regulars on Open Mic. Usually plays with us, and he's a great voice and a great guitar player. And today we're shifting, I guess in the other direction, because you're a classical trained pianist. So we're going from country and bluegrass and blues and stuff like that to classical keyboards.
Well, I would say even more so than classical, definitely jazz. The classical root's there.
Yeah. Can you get a little closer to it?
Sure. The classical root is there playing. But I'm essentially a jazz pianist these days. With fairly eclectic taste, I can reach out into some different genres. Still play classically, but it's mainly jazz styles.
So, they said, do you play any at all, like, was something your brother played, just in the country and things like that?
You know, I grew up with this stuff all around me. My brother is more self-taught than I am. He was really the one that had all the garage bands and that kind of thing going on, literally, in the garage. And so I would stop out there and I'd sit in and I'd play with him and that kind of thing. So yeah, I went through a lot of that same kind of material. And it's strange because I was studying classical and I had to be about 16 or 17 years old. And both my parents were also musicians. And I said, you know, I really want to learn how to play rock. And then my dad said, well, this is jazz teacher down in Westbrook. And I said, you know, I don't really want to play any old stuff. So, well, look, you listen to the theory, you get the theory, and then you figure out how to do it within your style. The style is a little weird, at least help you understand the chords and that kind of thing. So someplace very shortly in, I got hooked with the jazz. Probably because even though I was playing everything from black to rock to monologue, at that time I got boogie woogie probably for my first lesson. And I had a hard time getting my hands together. So it was like somebody threw down the glove. You know, I had to do it. And so I didn't get to play rock until many years later. Maybe not that many, but I would say it took about a 7 or 8 year detour. That's how that worked out.
Great. So, what's it like to learn how to be a classical musician? Like I said, I imagine that it takes a lot of study, a lot of practice.
It does, but don't forget that when I was doing that too, I was also a teenager, a young teenager. So I had a way in with music naturally, I think. Plus, I always had the support because my parents were both sax players, and my father taught in the school systems in Shelton and Astoria. And my mother at one time had her own all-girl big band in the 1950s. So even though I was rebellious, it was always there in the background. It was always there. The support for it was always there. So how much of it I absorbed like a sponge, who knows? But I would imagine it was quite a bit before I actually got the fight to start playing classical. And then it became the rock thing that really quickly became jazz. But when you talk about the classical aspect of jazz, or the classical aspect in my playing, I'm hoping it's there, but I think that may have been what pulled me in when it came to listening, because it was the sound of the instrument rather than necessarily a lot of riffs or anything. That was interesting to me. It was certain pianists that appealed to me. Certain ones had a certain sound that I was looking for. And the guy that really did it for me was Bill Evans. And Oscar Peterson did in a large way too, but Bill Evans pretty much opened up the door so that I could look back to his influences, like Bud Powell and Nat King Cole, who most people think of as being vocal, but was an extraordinary pianist whose pianistic things just disappeared as his vocal things were gone.
The stories that I heard is that he actually started out as a pianist. He
Yes,
sang it all.
exactly. I don't know how much of it's